Hello, everybody. I'm here to talk about the event that took place at Uromi, Edo State, the last few days, where hunters were said to have met their untimely and in the hands of the residents. So, before I go further into this, I would like to clarify, like, why we got here. So I'm laying all these blames on the politicians. Over the years, the politicians, when they took over from the military, like in 1999, and our political sphere, our political environment started metamorphosing into what we got today, where politicians started politicizing all the inherent fears, all the inherent factors that we have against each other. But before then, or before they started their incursion into our democracy, we all had these fears, and we learned from, the sad story of the Nigerian civilian wars. But at a point, when Nigeria got divided along political lines, they started rhetorics, they started commodifying these rhetorics. These are the few, the oligarchs in political spaces. And we against them, the Igbos against the Hausa Fulani, the Yoruba against the Igbos. And these politicians were cashing out on this. These politicians were kind of grabbing political seats with this kind of divide that we've got. And now it has come to this level where politicians have so much investment into our miseries, into our poverty, into our security that they have turned into insecurities. Our security is so much they degraded that one looking at it from the outside the boundaries, not within the boundaries, will shake his or her head. But like I said, our politicians have been created this situation and they have been cashing out on it because they will always have people to blame or group to blame or ethnic group to blame. Here, I will have to mention it. They will always say the Igbos, Yorubas, Christians, Hausas, Fulanis, Islams, Muslims, so to say. But I have to say something before I continue. When the military were in government, it wasn't like this. I'm telling you, it wasn't like this because the military, they knew that they were not like welcome, and they wouldn't want any part of the society or any part of Nigeria to get heated. And it was more like a centralized government where the military head sits somewhere and commands other chain down the line. So he is not afraid of taking a unitary decision that no, I don't want any part of the country to get heated. And he got nothing to gain from getting one section of the country to come after another section of the country. But look at where we are. When we were during the military era, they told us that once we get into democracy, a democratic setting, that all will be better. But now, where are we today? That a group of men would wake up and go about their business. On their way back, they will be tagged as people who buy people, and then they will be buyed on the process. So how did we get here? The problem is weaponization. Over like in the last 10 years or so, getting to 12 years now, we saw how a group of Nigerians took power away from a party, a political party that had power before them. They conjured all kinds of evil, all kinds of victories were used. All kinds of victories were used because this group of individuals, the political oligarchs, because they wanted power. So even they went on to the extent of weaponizing the whole political rhetoric. A group of the people or an ethnic group, say to say, we are all armed so as to get them to get fear into the other ethnic groups for the greater interest of these politicians. What happened? Invariably, we heard from politicians, we heard from them how Fulanis were brought in from the Sahel region, get them on standby so as to, if a sitting president was not ready to vacate the seat, that the services of this group of Fulanis would be used. And when it happened that it didn't occur as they planned, now getting the Fulanis back to where they were got from became a hard thing. And now the Fulanis now knew that they can, with at the instigation of the government or with the support of the government, they can create fears into Nigerians, kidnap them, and get monetary need, and thereby perpetrating all kinds of evils against Nigerians. So what am I trying to say? Poverty was commercialized. Misery was commercialized. Insecurity was commercialized. All this became a commodity, a political weapon in the hands of politicians. If not, tell me how a sitting president will sit over the years to hear that a group of people were kidnapped, a group of farmers were kidnapped, herdsmen were kidnapped, and nothing will be done. And I don't know how it has come to be that a group of people from the north, when they go about their business, they become tagged as Fulanis herdsmen. Because politicians, Nigerian politicians, the contemporary politicians, have created such group to become like tools on the standby, ready to becoming their foot soldiers.